Imagine waking up one morning, still groggy from sleep, and reaching for your phone to check your crypto portfolio, only to discover something shocking. Your Pi network balance, which you've been watching grow for months or even years, is suddenly visible on a major exchange for the very first time. The excitement is palpable. But then, in a matter of hours, that balance mysteriously drops to zero, leaving you stunned and confused. Overnight, your digital fortune has evaporated without warning. The numbers you once saw as your ticket to the future have simply disappeared, replaced by a haunting zero. This isn't the plot of a dystopian sci-fi movie or a hacker thriller. It's a real event that blindsided thousands of Pi network users in May 2026. As word spread, panic and confusion swept through the global Pi community, with social media and online forums lighting up with desperate questions and wild theories. For many, these Pi tokens weren't just numbers on a screen. They represented years of hope, effort, and anticipation. People had spent countless hours mining, inviting friends, and building communities, all in the belief that Pi could one day change their lives. Now, those tokens had vanished from exchange balances, and there was no official explanation in sight. The incident didn't just affect a single platform. Multiple centralized exchanges were hit at once, shaking the very foundation of trust in the Pi network and the exchanges themselves. The crypto world buzzed with speculation as users demanded answers and tried to make sense of the chaos. With no immediate word from Pi network's developers or the exchanges involved, the rumor mill went into overdrive. Was this a technical glitch, a coordinated attack, or something even more sinister? Theories ranged from software bugs to insider sabotage, and every new message or notification only fueled the uncertainty. In this video, we'll break down the basics of Pi network, explore what really happened during this mysterious incident, and discuss what it could mean for the future of digital currencies and the people who believe in them. So let's cut through the noise, separate fact from fiction, and uncover the truth behind the vanishing Pi. Pi Network launched in 2019 with a bold promise that immediately caught the attention of tech enthusiasts and everyday people alike. The idea was simple, yet revolutionary. What if anyone, anywhere, could participate in the world of cryptocurrency using just their smartphone? No need for expensive mining rigs, no technical expertise required, just a phone and a few taps a day. Pi Network allowed users to mine cryptocurrency on their phones, making digital currency accessible to people who had never even considered mining before. This approach removed the barriers that kept most people out of crypto, opening the door to a new kind of financial participation. As word spread, millions of users from all over the globe joined the movement. They became known as pioneers, logging in daily to tap a button and earn Pi. This simple act connected people from different backgrounds, cultures, and countries, all united by the hope of building a more inclusive digital economy. The project's appeal was rooted in its accessibility and its ambitious vision to create a decentralized, borderless, and inclusive digital economy where everyone could participate and benefit. Pi Network wasn't just about technology, it was about community, empowerment, and the promise of a fairer financial future. For years, pioneers waited patiently for the next big step, the launch of the open mainnet. This was the moment when Pi would finally become tradable, allowing users to exchange their hard-earned coins for real-world value. The anticipation built up as the community watched and waited, believing that their dedication would soon pay off. When Pi was finally listed on exchanges, it marked a major milestone for the project. For the first time, pioneers could see a market price attached to their efforts, turning years of daily engagement into something tangible and valuable. The excitement was palpable, and many felt a sense of accomplishment and validation. Exchange balances became more than just numbers on a screen. They were proof of commitment, perseverance, and belief in a shared vision. For many, these balances represented not just potential wealth, but also the friendships and community they had built along the way. So when those balances suddenly vanished, it wasn't just about losing money. It was about losing trust, hope, and the sense of belonging that had been carefully nurtured over years. The shock rippled through the community, leaving many feeling betrayed and uncertain about the future. To truly understand the community's reaction, you have to recognize the deep connection people felt to Pi Network. It was never just an app or a coin. It was a movement, a dream, and for many, a symbol of what the future of money could be. Early May 2026, Pi holders on exchanges like MEXC logged in to find their balances wiped out. This wasn't a few accounts, it was a platform-wide issue, instantly ruling out individual hacks. The silence from official channels only deepened the panic. For many, seeing their Pi disappear felt like years of effort erased in a moment. The timing, amid price swings and mainnet rumors, added to the confusion. Was it a technical upgrade, a security measure, or something worse? With no answers, anxiety and speculation took over. The community was left in the dark, desperate for clarity. News of zero balances spread fast, flooding forums and social media with screenshots and urgent questions. Theories ranged from hacks and rug pulls to simple display bugs. The lack of official information fueled chaos. Panic clashed with calls for calm. For many, especially in developing countries, Pi represented hope for financial change. The sudden loss felt deeply personal, shaking faith in the project. Amid the panic, experienced users urged patience, reminding others that display glitches are common during upgrades. They warned against rash decisions and scams, emphasizing the need to wait for facts. In the storm of fear, these voices of reason became anchors. When you log into your crypto exchange and suddenly see a zero balance, your first instinct might be panic. But before you jump to conclusions, consider the most likely explanation: a technical glitch. These issues are far more common than you might think, especially in the fast-paced world of digital assets. Crypto exchanges are incredibly complex systems. What you see on your dashboard is just the tip of the iceberg, the user-friendly front end. Behind the scenes, there's a maze of servers, databases, and blockchain connections all working together to keep your balances up to date and your transactions secure. Routine maintenance, wallet migrations, or even major protocol upgrades can temporarily disrupt how your balance is displayed. Sometimes exchanges need to pause certain features to ensure everything runs smoothly and securely, which can lead to temporary inconsistencies in what you see. Another common culprit is syncing issues between the exchange and the blockchain. If the connection lags or data isn't updated in real time, your dashboard might show a zero balance, even though your assets are still safely stored in the system. Think of it like a store doing inventory after hours. The goods haven't disappeared. They're just temporarily hidden from view while the system checks and updates its records. Most of these display errors are short-lived. Once the technical hiccup is resolved, your true balance will reappear, and your funds will be right where you left them. It's important to remember that these glitches rarely mean your assets are actually lost. The key takeaway? A zero balance on your screen is almost always a temporary display issue, not a sign that your Pi or other crypto has vanished. Your coins are still safe, even if you can't see them for a little while. While these glitches can be stressful and unsettling, they're usually resolved quickly once the technical teams identify and fix the problem. Patience is key. Most users see their balances restored after a short wait. Sometimes, communication gaps from the exchange can make the situation feel worse than it is. But in most cases, a technical fix is all that's needed to bring everything back to normal. So next time you see a zero balance, take a deep breath. It's probably just a glitch. Beyond technical issues, market forces may have played a role. Just before the incident, millions of Pi tokens flooded exchanges, spiking supply and driving prices down. This sudden influx created panic and bearish sentiment, making the market unstable. Some speculate exchanges froze balances to prevent a cascade of panic selling and further price drops. Freezing displays can buy time to investigate unusual activity and stabilize the platform. The pre-existing anxiety in the community only amplified the reaction to the zero balance event. While market forces alone don't explain the display issue, they likely influence the exchange's response. In crypto, perception and psychology are as powerful as code. The Pi network's journey has been anything but smooth. Delays in launching the open mainnet have tested the patience of millions. Some believe slow progress ensures security, others fear its stalling momentum and value. Pi's trading volume remains low outside Asia, making it vulnerable to price swings and manipulation. The project stands at a crossroads. It could soar with real utility or fade if it fails to deliver. The zero balance scare didn't happen in isolation. It hit a community already wrestling with doubts and high stakes. For many, it felt like a warning sign at a critical moment. Context matters. This was more than a technical hiccup. It was a test of faith. In crises like this, the best advice is simple. Wait for official information. Rumors spread fast, but only statements from Pi Network or your exchange can confirm what's really happening. As of May 5, 2026, there's no evidence of lost assets, just a display issue. The teams behind Pi and the exchanges have every reason to fix this quickly. Monitor official channels for updates, ignore unverified tips, and beware of scammers. Don't make rash moves or trust unofficial recovery guides. Patience is your best defense. Let the professionals resolve the issue. Once the cause is clear, an official statement will follow. Through all the uncertainty, the core message to the Pi community is clear. Keep calm and pioneer on. The Pi journey has always required patience and resilience. This incident is likely a temporary setback, not a catastrophe. Avoid panic, rumors, and risky decisions. Support each other and wait for facts. The value of Pi is in its community and vision, not just a number on a screen. Stay vigilant against scams and remind others to rely on official news. Answers will come. Until then, perseverance is key. The path of innovation is never smooth, but true pioneers keep moving forward.